In this presentation, you will learn about women and nationalist discourse as discussed by Tanika Sarkar and others. The role of female in the nationalist movement can be seen more popularly with the foundation of the Rashtra Sevika Samiti and Lakshmibai Kelkar. Dr. Hegdewar was the founder. The membership estimates are 200,000. Some members join only during the celebration of festivals. The members come from various caste groups. However, the dominant castes are often seen as occupying leadership roles. Sadhvi Ritambara and Uma Bharati are two women ascetics who rose to prominence in the movement during the Ram Janmabhoomi campaign. P.K. Vijayan argues that this is seen during the same period where women's violent participation in Hindu nationalism started to gain visibility. Durga Vahini is the young women's wing of a dominant party which began in the early 1990s. As the aim of the group is to be more active and action-based, the age group of the members are restricted from 15 to 35 years. There are periodic camps being held, and these are very popular. At times it leads to activism and turns out to be aggressive. Often the activities of Durga Vahini are rarely in the limelight than other groups. Durga Vahini is the counterpart of the male version group Bajrang Dal, named after the god Hanuman. It is interesting to observe the role of religion and politics and ideology and story which merges together. The influence of stories and mythological figures. The role and image of goddess is often used in nationalist movements like that of the figure of Kali, who is angry and forgiving. She stands up for her own rights and for her subjects, crushing the evil and bringing good. Another popular goddess is Sita, who is seen as a symbol of purity and chastity. She is someone who doesn't question tradition but follows it. It is she who belongs to and is the carrier of tradition too. We can observe in all these characters as figures, statues and stories being used in speeches even today in political campaigns. These historical stories act as a role model or a benchmark on which women are expected to operate. The ideal womanhood symbols are also propagated through publications like Gita Press books. Let us look at the core arguments. A Hindu woman is seen as to perform her duties with dedication, affection, and respect. Such ideas are also circulated through the movements. The iconography of the goddess are also used with national movements. Several goddesses are seen armed in a warrior-like figure. There are other goddesses like Saraswati and Lakshmi who are blessing givers, knowledge givers, or connect with economic aspects. So there is a dichotomy in the role of women as savior, as protector, and follower. Even today, the recitation of the Devi Mahatmya occupies a central place in Durga Puja as well as daily liturgy, and its hymns continue to be familiar to the vast number of Hindus. All our goddesses are armed. Religion, resistance, and revenge in the life of a militant Hindu nationalist woman. The language also plays a major role in movements like with Durga Vahini's language when discussing the need to transform Hindu society. History is the proof that whenever there have been problems for country, dharma and sanskriti, women have come to the forefront to fight it out. They have also transferred this quality to their children who have grown up to become ideal heroes and have brought pride to the country. In this context, it can be observed that all three temples that have been campaigned to be built are dedicated to gods rather than goddesses. For example, Ram in Ayodhya, Krishna in Mathura, and Shiva in Kashi. Feminist view. Several feminists argue for the primacy of women's identity and solidarity, presents us with a dilemma of the rise of women's militancy in the Hindu right. It can be observed that the role of the Sevika Samiti and the Durga Vahini in creating a militant cadre of women contends that gender identity is not primordially but is invented, created, resisted, and subverted at the fulcrum of multiple identities. The entire practice is both discursive and material through the imagery of Bharat Mata, the valiant historical figures, and subservient mythical wives at the same time, all allow women to become avenging angels in moments of crisis. When these moments ebb away, they return to the mode of nurturing mothers and obedient wives. Thank you for watching the presentation.